welcome to this course on product quality management. Now, before we go deeper, let us understand one simple thing. A product is not successful just because it looks good, has many features, or is delivered on time. A product becomes successful when it actually works well, solves the customer problem, and gives the customer a reliable experience every time they use it. Now, think about it. When customers buy a phone, a laptop, a car, a mobile app, or even a simple household product, they are not only paying for the product, they are paying for trust. They expect the product to perform properly, last longer, meet their needs, and give value for money they spend. Now, if the product fails, breaks, has defects, or does not meet expectation, customers lose confidence in the brand. And in today's competitive market, customer trust is everything. Studies have shown that poor customer experience and poor product quality can directly lead to customer dissatisfaction, negative reviews, product returns, and loss of business reputation. Now, on the other hand, companies that focuses on quality are able to reduce defects, control cost, improve customer satisfaction, and build long-term brand loyalty. That is why product quality management is not just about testing a product at the end. It is a complete process. It starts from understanding customer requirement, planning quality standards, designing the product properly, monitoring quality during development, identifying defects, improving process, and making sure that final product is fit for use and fit for purpose. In this course, we will learn what product quality management really means. We will understand the difference between product quality and project quality. We'll also look at important concepts like fitness for use, fitness for purpose, customer requirement, dimensions of quality, quality planning, quality assurance, quality control, quality tools, continuous improvement, risk, compliance, supplier quality, and quality culture. So by the end of this course, you will understand that quality is not just one-time activity. Quality is a mindset. It's about building the right product in the right way for the right customer. So let us begin this course by understanding what product quality management is and why it matters so much in building successful products. If you are serious about building a strong career in project management, then the PMP certification training in collaboration with Simplilearn can be a great next step for you. This course is designed to help you understand project management in a practical, structured, and exam-focused way. You will learn important concepts like project planning, work breakdown structures, resource allocation, Gantt chart, risk and issue management, stakeholder communication, cost and budget planning, schedule management, agile and hybrid delivery, leadership, governance, and value-based project delivery. What makes this course even more useful is that it also covers modern project management skills like Gen AI in project management, sustainability, business value, and real-world decision-making. So whether you are a project manager, team lead, software developer, project executive, engineer, or someone who wants to move into project management, this course can help you build the confidence, structure, and skills needed to manage projects better and grow in your career. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Hello and welcome to this course on product quality management. Now, before we begin, it's important to understand that a product success is not determined only by its appearance, feature, pricing, or timely delivery. A truly successful product is one that performs consistently, meets customer expectations, solves a real problem, and delivers value throughout its use. Now, when customers purchase a product, whether it's a phone, car, laptop, or application, they are placing their trust in the brand. They expect the product to function as intended, remain reliable, meet their needs, and provide value for the money they spend. Now, if a product fails, contains defects, or does not meet expectation, it can directly impact customer satisfaction and reduce confidence in the business. Now, in today's market, quality plays a major role in building customer trust and long-term business success. Poor quality can lead to dissatisfaction, negative reviews, product returns, additional cost, and damage to brand reputation. On the other hand, organizations that focus on quality are better positioned to reduce defects, improve efficiency, control cost, increase customer satisfaction, and build lasting brand loyalty. Now, product quality management is therefore not limited to testing a product at the final stage. It is a structured and continuous process that begins with understanding customer requirement and continues through quality planning, product design, development, monitoring, testing, defects identification, process improvement, and final delivery. The objective is to ensure that product is fit for use, fit for purpose, and aligned with customer expectations. Now, in this course, we will cover the complete foundation of product quality management in structured manner. We will begin with an introduction to product quality, its meaning, importance, and role in building successful products. Then we will move into quality planning and understand how quality standards, requirement, and expectations are defined before product development begins. After that, we will explore quality assurance and quality control, including how teams prevent defect, monitor process, and check whether the product meets the required standards. We will also look at important quality tool metrics and report that help team measure performance and identify improvement areas. As we progress, we will discuss continuous improvement, defect prevention, risk management, compliance, supplier quality, and finally the importance of building a strong quality culture within team and organization. Hello and welcome to this lesson on product quality management. Now, before we start learning about quality tools, quality checks, audit, testing, defects, report, and improvement method, it is important to understand what quality really means. We use the word quality almost every day. We say that this is a good quality product. This company gives quality service. This product feels premium, or this product is not worth the money. But when we look closely, quality is not only about how something looks or how expensive it is. Quality is about whether the product does the job it was made for, whether it satisfies the customer, and whether it meets the requirement that were promised. Now let us take a very simple example. Imagine you buy a water bottle. The water bottle may look stylish, the color may be attractive, and the packaging may also be very good. But if the bottle leaks inside your bag, then the customer will not call it a quality product. Now why? Because the main purpose of the water bottle is to hold the water safely. If it fails in that basic purpose, then the design and appearance will not matter that much. Now, the same way, if you buy a mobile phone and the phone has a beautiful screen, a good looking body, and many features, but it keeps hanging again and again, the customer will not be satisfied. So, the quality is not about appearance, quality is about performance, usefulness, trust, and satisfaction. In simple word, product quality management means making sure that the product meets the required standards and give the customer the value they expected. It is a process of planning, checking, improving, and maintaining the quality of product from beginning to end. Quality is not something that should be checked only after the product is ready. It should be considered from the first stage itself. When the product idea is created, quality should be discussed. When the design is made, quality should be considered. When the product is developed or manufactured, quality should be followed. And when the product is tested, quality should be measured. And even after the product reaches the customer, feedback should be collected so that the product can be improved. Now, a good way to understand quality is through three simple ideas: fit for use, fit for purpose, and meeting customer requirement. Fit for use means the product should be usable in real life. It should work properly when the customer actually uses it. A chair should be strong enough to sit on. A laptop should help the user work smoothly. If a product works only in theory but fails in real use, then it is not a quality product. Fit for purpose means the product should solve the problem it was created to solve. A helmet should protect the head, a watch should show the correct time, a course should help learners understand the topic clearly. If the product does not solve the real problem, then the quality is missing. Now, meeting customer requirement is also very important. Many times companies think that adding more feature means better quality, but this is not always true. If the customer wants a simple, affordable, and easy to use product, and the company gives a complicated product with too many features, the customer may still not be happy. Quality is not always about giving more. Quality is about giving what is needed. A basic product can also be a high quality product if it performs well, lasts long, and satisfies the customer. For example, a simple pen that writes smoothly till the end is a quality product. A simple website that loads fast and gives correct information is also a quality product. So quality is not about being fancy. Quality is being about useful, reliable, and consistent. Now let us understand the difference between product quality and the project quality. Now, product quality is about the final product. It tells us whether the product works properly, whether it is easy to use, whether it is reliable, whether it is safe, and whether customers are happy with it. For example, if a company builds a mobile ranking app, product quality means the app should open quickly, the login should work, money transfer should happen safely, customer data should be protected, and the app should not crash during important transaction. These things are directly related to the quality of the product. Now, project quality, on the other hand, is all about how well the work was managed while creating the product. Now, it focuses on the process followed by the team. Was the requirement clearly understood? Was the work completed on time? Was the budget managed properly? Was testing done correctly? Were risk handled? Was communication clear between the teams? Were approval taken when needed? These things comes under project quality. So product quality is about what is delivered and project quality is about how it is delivered. Now both are connected. If the project is poorly managed, the final product will usually suffer. If requirements are unclear, the team may build the wrong thing. If testing is rushed, defect may reach customers. If communication is poor, teams may miss important details. So a good product usually comes from a good process. Now let us talk about the dimensions of quality. Now quality has many sides. When a customer says this is a good product, they may be talking about different things. One customer may be thinking about performance, another customer may be thinking about durability. Someone else may be thinking about design or ease of use or customer support. So quality is not one single thing, it is made up of many different parts. Now coming to the first dimension, which is performance. Performance means how well the product does it for the job. For a laptop, performance means speed, battery life, smooth working, and the ability to handle tasks properly. For a car, performance may mean mileage, engine power, smooth driving, and safety. For a mobile app, performance may mean fast loading or no hanging and quick response. If the product is slow, weak, or unstable, customer will feel that quality is very poor. Now talking about the next dimension, which is reliability. Reliability means the product work consistently over time. A product that works today can fail tomorrow, cannot be trusted. Customer want product that they can depend on. For example, if a payment app works most of the time but fails when the user is making an urgent payment, the customer may lose trust. Even one serious failure can affect the customer's mind. So reliability is a very important part of quality. Another important dimension is durability. Durability means how long the product lasts. If a bag tears in 1 month, if a shoe gets damaged after a few uses, or if a machine stops working too early, customer will feel disappointed. A durable product gives the customer confidence that their money was well spent. This is especially important for physical product, machines, electronics, vehicle furnitures, and tools. Then comes conformance. Conformance means the product should match the given requirement, standard, and specification. For example, a product is supposed to have a particular size, weight, color, material, or function. Then the final product should match those requirements. Now in a software, if the requirement says that user should receive a confirmation message after placing an order, then that feature should work exactly as expected. Now if the product does not match the agreed requirement, then it is a quality issue. Usability is another major part of quality. Usability means how easy the product is to use. Many products fail not because they do not have features, but because customers find them confusing. If a mobile app has many options but user cannot understand where to click, then the experience becomes poor. If a machine has advanced functions but workers find it difficult to operate, then productivity may suffer. A quality product should not only work well, it should be easy for user to understand and use. Now, appearance also matters. The look and feel of a product can influence how customers judge quality. Packaging, color, design, shape, layout, and finishing all create an impression. But appearance alone is not enough. A beautiful product that does not work properly is still a poor quality product. Good appearance should support good performance, not replace it. Now, serviceability is also important. This means how easy it is to repair, maintain, or get support for product. Now, sometimes even good product may face issues. What matters is how quickly and clearly the company helps customer. Now, if the support is fast, helpful, and respectful, customer may still trust the brand. But if the support is slow, careless, even a small issue can become a big problem for the customer. Now, the last dimension is perceived quality. This means how customer feel about the product or the brand. Sometimes customer trust a product because the company has built a strong reputation over many years. That reputation is created through repeated good experiences. Now, when customer keeps receiving good quality again and again, they start believing in the brand. This trust becomes very valuable for the business. Now let us connect quality with the triple constraint. Now in project management, we often hear about scope, time, and cost. Scope means what needs to be delivered. Time means when it needs to be delivered. Cost means how much money, effort, and resources are available. Quality is closely connected to all three. If the scope increases but time and cost remains the same, quality may suffer. For example, if a client asks for 10 features in 1 month and suddenly adds 5 more features without increasing the deadline or budget, the team may rush the work, testing may be reduced, documentation may be skipped, and defects may increase. Time also affects quality. If the deadline is too short, the team may not get the enough time to check the product properly. Many teams say, let us release now and fix later, but later the same defect may become bigger problem. Customer may complain, support team may get overloaded, and the brand may lose trust. Delivering fast is good, but delivering fast with poor quality is very dangerous. Now coming to cost, which can also affect the quality. If the budget is too low, the team may not have the right tool, enough of the people, proper training, or good material. In manufacturing, using cheaper material may reduce cost in beginning, but it may create defect later. In software, skipping testing, tool, or skill testers may save money for a shorter time, but it can create bigger costs after release. So quality sits in the middle of scope, time, and cost. A change in any one area can affect quality. Now, this does not mean quality always needs a huge budget or unlimited time. Good quality management is about balance. It is about making smart choices. It is about understanding what the customer really needs, what must not be compromised, what standard must be followed, and where the biggest risks are. Now let us understand why quality matters in a product success. A product may have strong marketing, a big launch, attractive pricing, and a lot of attention in the beginning. But if the quality is poor, customer will not stay for a long. Marketing may bring the customer once, but the quality brings the customer back again. Quality creates trust. When the customer trusts a product, they recommend it to others. They buy again, they speak positively about the brand. They're even willing to pay more because they believe the product will not disappoint. Poor quality can damage a business badly. Today, customer can easily share their experience online. One bad review may be seen by many people. If many customers start saying that the product breaks, the app crashes, the service is very poor, or support is not at all helpful, then customer may avoid the product. So poor quality does not only affect one customer, it affects the entire reputation of the company. Now, good quality on the other hand builds long-term value. When customer receives a product that works well, lasts long, and gives them a smooth experience, they remember it. They feel that the companies respect their money and time. This emotional trust is very powerful. It turns normal customer into loyal customers, and loyal customers are very important for any business growth. Now let us talk about the cost of poor quality. Many people think quality is expensive. They feel that testing, training, inspection, and improvement take extra time and money. But poor quality is often much more expensive. Now imagine a company release a product without proper testing. After launch, customers start reporting defects. Now the company has to fix the issues quickly, handle complaints, give refunds, manage negative reviews, and sometimes even recall the product. The team comes under pressure, customer trust goes down, and the company spends more money than it would have spent on prevention. This is why prevention is better than correction. It is always better to find and fix problems early. A mistake found during design is easier to correct. A mistake found during development is still manageable. A mistake found during testing can be also fixed before release, but a mistake found by customer can damage the trust. So quality should not be delayed till end. It should be built from the beginning. Now, customer satisfaction is the heart of product quality. A customer does not usually care about how many internal meetings happened, how many teams worked, or how complex the process was. The customer cares all about is the final experience. Did the product solve my problem? Was it easy to use? Did it work when I needed it? Was it worth the money? Did the company help me when I had a problem? These are the questions that decide customer satisfaction. For example, think about an online course. A learner expects clear explanation, proper structures, working videos, good example, useful resource, and simple navigation. If the topic is good but the audio is unclear, the video do not load, the lessons are confusing, and support does not respond, then the learner will not be satisfied. So the quality is not only about the main product, it is also about complete experience around the product. Now, business reputation is built through repeated customer experience. If the customer repeatedly receive good quality, they begin to trust the brand. This trust is not built in one day, it is built slowly through consistency. A company that gives good quality again and again becomes known for the reliability. But a company that gives poor quality over time loses respect in the market. Once that trust is broken, it takes a lot of effort to rebuild it. Now, another important point is that quality expectations are different for different customers. A customer buying a luxury car will expect premium comfort, advanced feature, excellent service, and high performance. A customer buying a budget car may mainly expect good mileage, safety, basic comfort, and low maintenance. Both cars can be quality product if they meet the expectations of their target customer. So quality does not always mean expensive. Quality means meeting the right expectations for the right customer. In the same way, a simple product can also be high quality product. A basic calculator that gives correct answer is a quality product. A simple bag that lasts long is a quality product. A basic app that works smoothly and solve users problem is also a quality product. So quality is about promise and performance. If the product does what it promises, customers will see value in it. Now let us look at the quality across the product life cycle. Now every product starts with an idea. Then the team studies the customer problem. After that, the product is designed, developed or manufactured, tested, launched, used by customers and improved based on the feedback. Product quality should be present in all these stages. During the idea stage, the team should ask whether the product is solving a real problem. During the design stage, the team should check whether the product will be easy to use. During the development or manufacturing, the team should follow the right process. During testing, the team should check whether the product works as expected. After the launch, the team should listen to the customer and improve the product. This is why quality is a continuous journey. It's not a one-time activity. It's not something that happens only at the end. It starts from very first discussion and continues even after the product reaches the market. Now, when we put everything together, product quality management is about making sure that the product meets requirement, satisfies customers, perform well, and improve over time. It includes planning, quality, building quality into process, checking quality through testing and inspection, collecting feedback, fixing defects, and improving continuously. It helps companies reduce waste, avoid repeated mistakes, save cost, improve customer satisfaction, and protect their reputation. The most important lesson in this is quality should not be treated as the responsibility of only one team. It's the responsibility of everyone. Designers, developers, manufacturers, testers, managers, support team and leadership all play a role. When everyone cares about quality, the final product becomes much stronger. When quality becomes part of culture, teams do not just complete work, they create something that customers can understand. So in this lesson, we understood what product quality management means, the difference between product quality and project quality, the meaning of quality as fit for use and fit for purpose, the different dimensions of quality, the connection between quality and triple constraint, and why quality matters for product success, customer satisfaction, and business reputation. Welcome to this lesson on quality planning and quality management strategy. In the previous lesson, we understood what quality means, why it matters, and how quality is connected to customer satisfaction, product success, and business reputation. Now we will move on to one step deeper and understand how quality is planned before the actual work begins. Because in any good product or project, quality does not happen suddenly at the end. It is planned from the beginning. If a team waits until the final stage to check the quality, then many mistakes may already be too expensive or too difficult to fix. So quality planning helps the team decide early what quality means, how it will be measured, who will be responsible, what standards will be followed, and how the product will be checked before it reaches the customers. Now, quality planning is the process of identifying the quality requirements, standards, expectations, and methods that will be followed to make sure the product or the project meets the customer needs. In simple words, quality planning answers a few important questions such as what does a good quality product mean in this case? What are the customer expectations? What are the rules, standards or specifications should we follow? And how we will check whether the product is good or not? What documents, tests, reviews, inspection and approvals are needed? Who will do these activities? When will they be done? These questions may look simple, but they are very important. If these questions are not answered in the beginning, the team may work hard but still deliver something that does not satisfy the customer. Now let us understand this with a very simple example. Now imagine a company is building a new food delivery app. If the team simply starts developing the app without proper quality planning, many problems can happen later. The app may look good, but maybe it takes too much time to load. The payment system may work sometimes and fail sometimes. The delivery tracking may not update properly. Customer support may not be connected correctly. Now, after the app is launched, customers start complaining. At that point, fixing everything becomes stressful and expensive. But if the team had planned quality from the beginning, they would have already defined clear quality expectations. For example, the app should load within 3 seconds, or the payment should be secure, order tracking should update in real time, customer data should be protected, and the app should work smoothly on both Android and iOS. This is the value of quality planning. Now, coming to the first important part of objective planning is setting quality objective. Now, quality objectives are clear goals that tells the team what level of quality must be achieved. Without quality objective, the word quality becomes too general. Now, everyone may have a different idea of what good quality means. One person may think good quality means the product has many features. Another person may think it means the product has no defects. Someone else may think it means the product is delivered quickly. That is why quality objectives should be clear, specific, and measurable. They help everyone understand what the team is trying to achieve. Now, for example, instead of saying the product should be reliable, a better quality objective would be the product should work without failure for 99% of customers' transaction. Instead of saying the website should be fast, a better objective would be the home page should load within 3 seconds under normal network condition. Now, instead of saying customer should be happy, a better objective would be customer satisfaction score should be above 90% after product launch. Now, these kinds of objectives help the team measure quality properly. They may also help manager track progress and take action if the product is not meeting the expected level. Now, quality objective should also be connected to business goal. This is very important. Quality is not separate from business. If the business goal is to reduce customer complaint, then quality objective may focus on reducing defects, improving support, response time, and improving product reliability. If the business goal is to enter a premium market, then quality objective may focus on design, durability, performance, and customer experience. If the business goal is cost efficiency, then the quality objective may focus on reducing rework, waste, and product failure. So, quality objectives should not be random. They should support what the business want to achieve. After setting quality objective, the next step is defining quality standards and metrics. Now, quality standards are the rules, specification, or accepted practice that a product or process must follow. These standards can come from different places. They may come from customers, from the company, from the industry, from the government regulation, or from international standards. Now, for an example, a healthcare product may need to follow medical safety standards. A food product may need to follow food safety standards. A software product may need to follow security and data privacy standards. A construction product may need to follow safety and material standards. These standards help the team understand the minimum level of quality that must be maintained. Now, quality metrics are the measurement used to check whether the quality standards and objective are being met. So, metric turns quality into something visible. Without metrics, the team may only say quality is good or quality is poor. And metrics give the proof. For example, defect rate, customer complaint, test pass percentage, number of rejected items, response time, failure rate, rework cost, inspection score, customer satisfaction score, and delivery accuracy can all be quality metrics. Now, in a software, metrics may include number of bugs, crash rate, loading time, security issues, and uptime. In manufacturing, metrics may include defect percentage, material rejection rate, machine downtime, and product return rate. In services, metrics may include response time, complaint resolution time, and customer feedback rating. Now, while defining metrics, we should be careful. Too many metrics can confuse the team. Too few metrics may not give enough information. Good quality metrics should be simple, useful, and connected to the actual quality goals. For example, if customer satisfaction is important, then customer feedback and complaint data should be tracked. If product reliability is important, then failure rate and performance data should be tracked. If production efficiency is important, then defect rate and rework costs should be tracked. The purpose of metrics is not just to create reports. The real purpose is to help the team make better decisions. Now, quality planning should also cover the complete product lifecycle. A product does not become high quality only during the final testing. Quality should be planned from the design to delivery. During the design stage, the team should ask whether the product design meets the customer needs, whether it is easy to use, whether it can be produced or developed properly, and whether it follows the required standards. A poor design can create many quality problems later. For example, if the product is designed in a way that is difficult to assemble, manufacturing defects may increase. If a software screen is designed in a confusing way, user may make mistake. So design quality is the first major step. During development or production, quality planning helps the team follow the right process. The team should know what material, tools, methods, and checks are required. In manufacturing, this may include material inspection, machine calibration, process checks, and worker training. In software, this may include code reviews, testing, standard security checks, and performance testing. During this stage, the team should not wait until the final product is complete. Small quality checks should happen regularly so that the problem can be found early. Now, during testing and inspection, quality planning defines what will be tested, how it will be tested, who will test it, and what result will be acceptable. This is very important because testing without a plan can become random. A proper testing or inspection approach makes sure that important areas are not missed. Now, for example, if a company is launching an e-commerce website, the team should test product search, cart, payment, order confirmation, refund process, login, mobile view, speed, security, and customer notification. If these areas are planned early, testing becomes more structured and useful. During delivery, quality planning ensures that product reaches the customer in the right direction and with the right support. In physical product, this may include packaging checks, transport check, installations, instructions, and warranty information. In software products, this may include deployment checks, user guide, release notes, support process, and monitoring after launch. Quality does not end when production is complete. The delivery experience is also a part of quality. If the product is good but delivery is poor, the customer may still be unhappy. Now, one of the most important documents in quality planning is the project quality management plan. This plan explains how quality will be managed throughout the project or product lifecycle. It acts like a guide for the team. It tells everyone what quality means for this project, what standards will be followed, what quality activities will be performed, what metrics will be tracked, what roles and responsibilities are assigned, and how quality issues will be handled. Now, a quality management plan is useful because it brings clarity. Instead of different people making different assumptions, everyone can follow the same direction. A good project quality management plan usually includes the quality objective, quality standards, quality metrics, roles and responsibilities, review methods, inspection method, testing approach, documentation process, defect management process, reporting structures, and improvement activities. It may also include customer acceptance criteria, audit requirement, risk-related quality concerns, and approval steps. The plan does not need to be complicated for every project. For a small project, it may be very simple. For a large or regulated project, it may be detailed. Now, the main purpose is to make quality expectations clear and manageable. Now, another important part of this lesson is the inspection plan. An inspection plan defines how the product, process, or deliverables will be checked. It explains what needs to be inspected, when inspection will happen, who will inspect it, what tools or method will be used, and what criteria will decide whether the product passes or fails. In simple words, an inspection plan makes quality checking systematic. It reduces guesswork. Now, for example, in a manufacturing company, an inspection plan may say that raw material must be checked before production. Parts must be inspected at a certain stage and final product must be checked before packaging. In a software project, an inspection plan may include requirement reviews, design review, code review, test case review, functional testing, performance testing, and final acceptance testing. Now, in construction, it may include material inspection, site inspection, safety checks, and final quality review. The type of inspection depends on the product. And industry, but the purpose is same: to make sure that the quality is checked at the right time. The inspection plan also define acceptance criteria. Now, coming to acceptance criteria, which means the condition that must be met for the product or deliverable to be accepted. For example, if a chair is being manufactured, acceptance criteria may include correct height, stable structure, smooth finish, no crack, and weight capacity. If a mobile app feature is being tested, acceptance criteria may include correct login, proper error message, secure password, handling, and successful navigation to the dashboard. Now, clear acceptance criteria helps avoid arguments later because everyone knows what is acceptable and what is not. Now, let us understand the quality baseline. A quality baseline is the approved level of quality that the team agrees to achieve and measure against. Now, it acts like a reference point. Once the quality baseline is defined, the team can compare actual performance with the expected performance. For example, if the baseline says defect rate should be less than 2%, then the team can track whether the actual defect rate is within that limit. If the baseline says customer satisfaction should be above 90%, then the team can compare real customer feedback with that target. Now let us talk about tailoring quality plan based on project or product needs. This is one of the most practical ideas in quality management. Not every product needs the same quality plan. A small internal tool, a medical device, a banking application, a food product, and a construction project cannot follow the exact same quality approach. The quality plan should be suitable for the type of product, size of project, risk level, customer expectations, industry rules, budget, timeline, and business goal. For example, a healthcare product may need very strict testing, documentation, compliance, checks, and approval because customer safety is involved. A banking application may need strong security testing, data privacy checks, and audit trails. A simple marketing website may not need the same level of strictness, but it still needs check for the content accuracy, loading speed, mobile view, and user experience. A handmade product may focus more on craftsmanship and final inspection, while a mass-produced product may focus more on process control and defect reduction. So, quality planning should be practical, not blindly copied from another project. Now, tailoring does not mean reducing quality. It means choosing the right quality approach for the situation. If the project is high risk, the quality plan should be more detailed. If the project is small and low risk, the quality plan can be simpler. If the customer has strict requirements, the plan should include those requirements clearly. If the industry has mandatory standards, the plan must include compliance activities. A good quality plan is not just about creating heavy documents, it's about giving the team the right direction. Now, quality planning also helps team avoid rework. Rework means doing the same work again and again because it was not done correctly. Rework wastes time, money, and energy, and many times rework happens because requirements were very unclear, standards were not defined, testing was not planned, or responsibilities were not clear. By planning quality properly, teams can prevent many of these issues. They can find problems early and fix them before they become bigger. Another important benefit of quality planning is better communication. When the quality plan is clear, everyone knows what is expected. The customer knows what will be delivered, the team knows what standards to follow. The testing team knows what to check. So quality planning is not only for the product. Now let us bring all of this together. Quality planning is the foundation of quality management. It helps the team define what quality means, set clear quality objective, select standards, define metrics, plan inspection, prepare document, and create a quality baseline, and tailor the quality approach based on what product and project needs. Welcome to this lesson on quality assurance and process management. In the previous lesson, we understood how quality planning helps a team decide what quality means, what standards must be followed, and what metrics should be measured, and how inspections should be planned. Now we will move on to the next important part of quality management, and that is quality assurance. This is where we focus on building quality into the process itself, instead of waiting until the end and then trying to find the mistakes. Now, quality assurance or QA is a planned and systematic way of making sure that the right processes are being followed, so that the final product can meet the expected quality standards. Now, in a very simple word, quality assurance is all about asking, are we doing the work in the right way? It is not only about checking the final product, it's about checking the way the product is being created. If the process is strong, clear, and controlled, the chances of creating a good quality product become much higher. Now let us take a very simple example. Imagine a bakery that makes cake. Quality control would mean checking the cake after it is baked. Is it properly baked? Does it taste good? Is the decoration correct? Is the packaging proper? But quality assurance would start much earlier. It would check whether the recipe is correct, whether the ingredients are fresh, whether the oven temperature is maintained, whether the staff is trained and hygienes are followed, and whether every step in the baking process is done properly. If these things are managed well, then the final cake is much more likely to come out correctly, and that is the role of quality assurance. So QA is mainly preventive in nature. It tries to prevent defects before they happen. This is very important because preventing a mistake is usually easier and cheaper than fixing it later. If a defect is found after the product reaches the customer, the damage is already done. The customer may complain, the company may need to replace the product, the team may need to rework, and the brand reputation may suffer. But if the same issue is prevented during the process, the customer never faces the problem. Now let us understand the difference between quality assurance and quality control. Now, many people use these two terms together and sometimes they think both mean the same thing, but there is a clear difference. Quality assurance focuses on the process. Quality control focuses on the product. QA asks, are we following the right process to create quality? QC asks, does the final product meet the quality requirement? Now, QA is mainly about prevention and QC is mainly about detection. QA happens throughout the process or the product lifecycle. QC usually happens during testing, inspection, and final checking. For example, in software project, quality assurance may include coding standards, requirement review, design review, test, planning, process audit, documentation standards, and team hiring. These activities help the team avoid mistake while building a software. Quality control, on the other hand, may include testing the application, finding bugs, checking whether the feature is working properly, and confirming whether the product meets the acceptance criteria. So QA makes sure that the process is strong and QC checks whether the output is correct. Now let us take one more example from manufacturing. Suppose a company produces water bottle. Quality assurance will make sure that the manufacturing process is properly designed. It will check whether the raw material supplier is approved, whether the machine are calibrated, whether workers are trained, whether process instructions are clear, and whether safety standards are followed. Now, quality control will inspect the actual bottle. It will check whether the bottle leaks, whether the cap fits properly, whether the size is correct, and whether there are any cracks or defects. Both QA and QC are important, but they work in different ways. Now, coming to another important question, that why is this difference even important? Because many companies focus too much on QC and too little on QA. They keep inspecting, testing, and rejecting defective products, but they do not fix the process that is creating those defects. This becomes expensive and frustrating. If the same mistake keeps happening again and again, the solution is not just to keep finding it. The real solution is to understand why this is happening and improve the process. This is where quality assurance becomes powerful. Now this brings us to process quality management. Now process quality management means managing and improving the way the work is done so that the product or service can meet the quality expectations consistently. A process is simply a set of steps followed to complete work. For example, in a software company, the process may include gathering requirements, designing the solution, writing code, testing, fixing bugs, getting approval, and releasing the product. In a manufacturing company, the process may include purchasing material, preparing machine, producing parts, inspecting items, packaging, and delivery. In a service business, the process may include receiving a customer request, assigning it to a team, resolving the issue, and collecting feedback. Now, if the process is unclear, people may work in different ways. One person may follow one method, another person may follow another method, and the final output becomes very inconsistent. But when the process is clearly defined, trained, measured, and improved, the team can produce more reliable results. This is why process quality management is important. It helps the organization move from random work to controlled work. Now, a strong process does not mean making work complicated. It means making work clear. People should know what steps to follow, what standards to maintain, what document to update, and what checks to perform, and what to do when something goes wrong. When the process is clear, people make fewer mistakes. New team members also learn faster because they are not depending only on informal guidance. They have a proper way of working. Now, one of the biggest goals of quality assurance is preventing defects. Detecting defects means finding mistakes after they have already happened. Preventing defects means taking steps so those mistakes do not happen in the first place. Both are useful, but prevention is always better. For example, if a company finds that the many products are failing because workers are using the wrong measurement, the answer is not only to reject defective products at the end. The better answer is to improve the measurement process, train workers, provide better tools, and add checks at the right stage. That way, fewer defective products will be created. In software, if bugs are repeatedly coming from unclear requirements, the solution is not only more testing at the end. The better solution is to improve the requirement gathering, review user stories properly, confirm acceptance criteria, and involve tester earlier in the process. When quality is built from the beginning, the final product becomes strongest. This is why many quality experts say that quality should be built in, not inspected in. Inspection is important, but inspection alone cannot create quality. If the process is weak, inspection will only find mistakes again and again. A strong organization tries to reduce the number of mistakes reaching the inspection stage. That saves time, reduces cost, improves morale, and gives customer a better experience. Now let us talk about quality audits. A quality audit is a structured review of process, documents, activities, and results to check whether the team is following the required quality standards and procedures. In simple words, an audit checks whether we are doing what we said we would do. If the quality plan says that every design must be reviewed before development, the audit checks whether those reviews are actually happening. If the process says that inspection records must be maintained, then the audit checks whether those records are complete and correct. Now, quality audits are not meant to blame people. This is very important to understand. A good audit is not just about catching someone and saying you made a mistake. A good audit is about finding gaps in the process and improving them. The process is learning and improvement. If people fear audits, they may hide problem. But if the organization treats audit as improvement tools, people become more open and honest. Now, audits can be both internal or external. Internal audits are done by people within the organization, and external audits are done by outside parties, customers, certification bodies, or regulatory agencies. In some industry, audits are very important because compliance and safety are involved. For example, healthcare, aviation, banking, food production, and pharmaceuticals need strong audit practices because mistakes can have serious consequences. Now, during a quality audit, the auditor may check documents, interview teams, observe process, review records, and compare actual work with the defined standards. After the audit's findings are usually shared. These findings may include good practices, gaps, risk, non-compliance issues, and improvement suggestions. The team then prepare corrective actions to close the gap. This helps organization become better over time. Now let us talk about training requirements. Training is one of the most practical and important part of QA. Even the best processes will fail if people do not know how to follow it. Quality depends heavily on people. If employees are not trained, mistakes will happen. If they do not understand standards, they cannot follow them properly. If they do not know how to use tools, they may use them incorrectly. If they do not understand customer expectations, they may miss important details. And this is where training becomes useful because it helps employees understand what QA means in their role. For a production worker, training may include machine handling, safety rules, inspection methods, and process steps. For a developer, training may include coding standards, security practices, testing approach, and documentation. For a customer support executive, training may include communication skills, issue handling, escalation process, and service quality standards. For manager, training may include quality planning, audits, metrics, risk management, and improvement methods. Now, regular training keeps people updated. It also helps create a quality culture. When people understand why QA matters, they become more careful and responsible. They do not follow rules only because management says so, they follow them because they understand the value. Now, another important part of training is skill gap analysis. This means identifying the difference between the skill people currently have and the skills they need to perform their work properly. For example, if a team needs to use only a new testing tool, but only a few people know how to use it, there is a skill gap. If workers are expected to follow a new safety standards, but they are not trained on it, there is again a skill gap. So once these skill gaps are identified, training can be planned properly. Now let us come to the management responsibility in quality. So quality is everyone's responsibility, but management plays a very important role. The team can follow quality practices only when management supports them. If leadership says quality is important but always forces unrealistic deadlines, then the team will feel pressured to cut corners. If management wants fewer defects but does not provide proper tools, training, time, or resources, then quality will suffer. So management responsibility is not only about giving speeches on the quality, it's about creating the right environment. Management should define clear quality expectation. They should make sure that the team understands the standards, objective, and responsibilities. They should provide resources, tools, training, and time for quality activity. They should support audits and improvement initiatives. They should remove obstacles that stop the team from doing quality work. And they should also encourage open communication where team members can report problems without any fear. So this was all for this particular lesson. See you in the next one. Welcome to this lesson on quality tools, metrics, and data analysis. Till now, we have understood what quality means, how quality is planned, how quality assurance helps prevent defects, and how quality control helps inspect and test the product before it reaches the customer. Now we will move into practical side of quality management. This is the stage where we learn how teams actually measure quality, track problems, study defects, find root causes, and make decisions based on data instead of just guesswork. Now, in any product or project, it is not enough to simply say quality is good or quality is poor. That statement alone does not help the team improve. We need evidence, we need numbers, we need patterns, we need report. We need to know where the defects are coming from, how often they're happening, how serious they are, and whether the process is improving or becoming worse. This is where quality metrics and quality tools becomes very important. Now let us start with quality metrics and KPIs. A quality metric is a measurement used to understand the quality of product, process, or service. A KPI or key performance indicator is a very important metric that shows whether a team is moving towards the main quality goal. In simple words, all the KPIs are metrics, but not all the metrics are KPIs. For example, the number of defects found in testing is a quality metric. Customer satisfaction score can be a KPI if customer satisfaction is one of the main goals of the product. Product return rate, test pass percentage, rework cost, complaint resolution, time, defect leakage, on-time delivery, and inspection pass rate can all be used as a quality metrics. Now, the purpose of all these metrics is not just to create report. The real purpose is to understand reality clearly. For example, if manufacturing company produces 1,000 units and 500 are defective, the defect rate is 5%. Now, if the team knows the size of the problem, the defect rate was 8% the last month and 5% this month, the team is improving. But if it was 2% the last month and 5% this month, then something has gone wrong. So metric helps us compare, track, and improve. In software, quality metric may include number of bugs, test case pass rate, application crash rate, page load time, system uptime, customer complaint, and number of issues found after release. In manufacturing, they may include rejected item, machine downtime, inspection failure, supplier defect, and rework percentage. In service, they may include response time, first time resolution, customer rating, complaint count, and service accuracy. The exact metric depends on the product and business, but the goal is always the same. Measure quality so that it can be managed. Now let us talk about check sheet. A check sheet is one of the simplest quality tools, but it is very useful. It is used to collect data in a structured way. Instead of writing random notes, the team uses a simple format to record how many times a particular issue has happened. For example, if company is checking defects in a packaged product, the check sheet may have categories like damaged, packaging, mislabels, wrong quantity, broken seal, and incorrect barcode. Every time an inspector finds a defect, they may mark it right category. At the end of the day, the team can easily see which defects have happened the most. Now, the benefit of check sheet is that it makes data collection easy and organized. It also helps avoid confusion. If people collect data in different formats, the final analysis becomes difficult. But with the check sheet, everyone records information in the same way. This is useful in factories, warehouses, software testing, customer support, healthcare, education, and almost every process where repeated issue needs to be tracked. Next, let us understand the cost of quality analysis. Many people think quality can increase cost, but actually poor quality can be much more expensive than good quality. Cost of quality analysis helps us understand the money spent on preventing quality problem, checking quality, and fixing failures. It is usually divided into cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. Cost of conformance means the cost spent to do things correctly. This includes training, quality planning, process improvement, testing, inspection audits, and preventive action. Cost of non-conformance means the cost of poor quality. This includes rework, scrap, refunds, warranty claims, customer complaint, product recalls, delays, and damage to reputation. Now, for example, if a company spends money on training workers, improving machines, and inspecting material, that is cost of conformance. But if the company ignores quality and later has to replace defective products, handle angry customers, and repair damaged brand reputation, that is cost of non-conformance. The main lesson is simple: spending on prevention is usually better than spending on correction. A defect found early is cheaper to fix. A defect found by the customer is much more costly. Now let us move to the root cause analysis. Root cause analysis is the process of finding the real reason behind a problem. In quality management, this is extremely important. If we only fix the visible problem, the same issue may come back again. But if we find the root cause, we can solve the problem permanently or at least reduce it strongly. Now let us take a simple example. Suppose customers are complaining that a product is reaching them damaged. The immediate answer may be replace the damaged product, but that does not solve the real problem. The team should ask why the damage is happening. Is the packaging weak? Is the product being handled roughly during transport? Is the warehouse stacking incorrectly? Is the material itself fragile? Is the supplier sending weak packages material? Once the root cause is found, the team can take the right action. Now, one common tool used for root cause analysis is the cost and effect diagram, also known as fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. It is called a fishbone diagram because its structure looks like the bone of a fish. At the head of the fish, we write the main problem. Then we draw the major branches for the possible causes. These causes are often grouped into categories like people, process, machine, material, methods, measurement, and environment. The team then discusses possible reasons under each category. For example, if the problem is high number of defective products, the people category may include lack of training, the machine category may include poor calibration, the material category may include low quality raw material, the method category may include unclear work instruction, the environment category may include dust, heat, or poor lighting. This diagram helps team look at the problem from different angles instead of jumping to one quick conclusion. Another important tool is Pareto chart. The Pareto chart is based on 80-20 idea, which says that a large portion of problem often comes from smaller unit of cause. In quality management, this means that not all defects are equally important. A few major defects type may be creating most of the quality issue. A Pareto chart helps them identify those major issues and focus on them first. For example, suppose a company finds 5 types of defects in the product: scratches, wrong labeling, loose part, damaged packaging, and missing accessories. After collecting data, they may find that damaged packaging and wrong labeling make up to 75% of all customer complaints. Now the team knows where to focus first. Instead of trying to fix everything at once, they can solve the biggest problem first and get the maximum improvement. Now let us understand control charts. A control chart is used to monitor a process over time. It helps the team understand whether a process is stable or whether something unusual is happening. A control chart usually shows data points over time along with an average line, an upper control limit and a lower control limit. So if the process stays within the control limit, it may be considered stable. But if the data points go outside the limit or show unusual pattern, the team should investigate. For example, if a factory measures the weight of packaged food items every hour, the control chart can show whether the packaging process is under control. If the weight suddenly starts going too high or too low, there may be a machine issue or process issue. In software, a control chart can be used to track response time, defect count, or system error over time. Welcome to the final lesson of this product quality management. Till now, we have covered the complete journey of quality. We started with the meaning of quality, then moved into quality planning, quality assurance, quality control, continuous improvement, risk, supplier quality, and product lifecycle governance. Now, in this final lesson, we will bring everything together through one important idea. Quality is not only a process, a checklist, a report, or a department. Quality is a culture. A quality-first culture means that every person in the organization understands the importance of quality and takes responsibility for it in their own work. It means people do not wait for quality team to find problems at the end. They think about quality while designing, developing, manufacturing, testing, delivering, supporting, and improving the product. In simple words, a quality-first culture is created when people start asking, is this good enough for customer, before the customer ever sees it. This is very important because tools alone cannot create quality. A company may have checklists, audits, dashboard, inspection plans, defect reports, and quality metrics. But if people do not care about quality, these tools become only just paperwork. On the other hand, when people truly care about quality, even a simple checklist becomes powerful. A worker will stop a defective product before it moves forward. A developer will review the code carefully before sending it for testing. A manager will not force a release if critical defects are still open. A support team member will report repeated customer complaints instead of ignoring them. This is how quality becomes part of the daily work. One of the biggest lessons in product quality management is that quality is everyone's responsibility. It is not only the responsibility of QA team or quality control team. The product manager is responsible for understanding customer needs clearly. The designer is responsible for making the product useful and easy to use. The development or manufacturing team is responsible for building it correctly. The testing team is responsible for checking it carefully. The supplier team is responsible for making sure external material or services meet the standard. The support team is responsible for listening to the customer. The leadership team is responsible for creating the right environment for quality. When quality is seen as only one team's responsibility, other teams may become careless. They may think, let the quality team find the issues later. But this creates rework, delays, cost, and customer dissatisfaction. A better approach is to build quality at every step. Everyone should feel that their work has an impact on the final customer experience. Even a small mistake at one stage can become a big problem later. So the goal is not to pass blame from one department to another. The goal is to work together and protect the customer. Leadership plays a very important role in building this culture. Leaders decide what the organization truly values. If the leader only talks about quality but rewards only speed and cost cutting, people will quickly understand that quality is not really important. If manager asks team to finish faster by skipping reviews or reducing testing or ignoring defects, quality will suffer. But if leaders give importance to customer satisfaction, proper planning, training, audits, process improvement, and honest reporting, the team also starts taking quality seriously. Good leaders do not use quality as a pressure tool, they use it as a shared purpose. They explain why quality matters, they provide tools and training, they listen to the team members, they remove obstacles, they encourage people to report problem early, they do not punish people for identifying defect, instead they ask, what can we learn from this? This kind of leadership helps people feel safe and responsible at the same time. Employee involvement is another important part of quality culture. The people who do the work often understand the process better than anyone else. A person on the production floor may know exactly where defects are happening. A tester may know which features are always unstable. A customer support executive may know what customer complain about every day. A delivery team member may know where packaging or logistic issues happening. If management does not listen to these people, the organization loses valuable information. Employee involvement means giving people a voice. It means asking for suggestion, encouraging feedback, involving team in problem solving, and respecting practical experience. When employees are involved, they feel ownership. They do not feel like quality is being forced on them up from above. They feel that they are part of improvement journey. This also increases accountability. Accountability does not mean blaming people. It means people understand their role, take responsibility for their work, and support the team in achieving quality goals. Motivation is also connected to quality. People give their quality when they feel respected, support, trained, and valued. Different motivational theory help us understand this. For example, Maslow's theory tells us that people first need basic security and comfort, but they also need respect, growth, and purpose. In a workplace, this means employees should not constantly work under pressure, confusion, or fear. They should have a proper tool, clear expectations, and opportunities to grow. Herzberg's theory talks about hygiene factor and motivators. Salary, work condition, company policy, and job security are important, but they are not enough to create high motivation. Real motivation also comes from achievement, recognition, responsibility, and growth. In quality management, this means people should be recognized when they improve a process, reduce defects, suggest a better method, or help solve a customer problem. Recognition encourages quality behavior. McGraw's theory and theory Y also gives a useful lesson. The theory X assumes that people avoid responsibility and must be controlled closely. Theory Y assumes that people can be responsible, creative, and self-motivated when they are trusted and supported. A quality-first culture works better with theory Y mindset. If people are treated like they cannot be trusted, they will only follow instructions mechanically. But if they are trusted and trained, they may bring ideas and improve the entire process. Now let us understand the ADKR change model. ADKR is useful because quality improvement often requires change. People may need to follow a new process, use a new tool, document work differently, attend training, participate in audit, or change the way they communicate. But change is not always easy. People may resist it because they are comfortable with the old way of working. Now, ADKR stands for awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. Awareness means people should understand why the change is needed. For example, if a new inspection process is introduced, the team should know that it is being done to reduce customer complaint or product defect. Desire means people should feel willing to support the change. This happens when they understand the benefit and feel included. Knowledge means they should know what to do. Training guidelines and example help here. Ability means they should be able to apply the changes in real world. Sometimes people understand the change but still need practice. Reinforcement means the change should be supported over time so people do not go back to the old habit. Now, for example, suppose a company wants to introduce a new defect tracking system. If management simply says start using this tool from tomorrow, people may resist it. But if the team is first told why the tool is needed, how it will reduce confusion, why it will help faster detection resolution, and how everyone will be trained, then adoption becomes easier. After training, managers should keep supporting the team until the new way becomes normal. This is how ADKR model helps in quality management. Now let us talk about Tuckman's ladder, which explain how team develop over time. The stages are forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. In the forming stage, the team is new, people are polite, but they may not be fully understand each other or work yet. In the storming stage, conflict may appear, people may disagree on method, responsibility, timelines, or priorities. This is normal. In the norming stage, the team start building common rules and better understanding. In the performing stage, the team works smoothly and delivers strong results. In the adjourning stage, the project or phase ends and the team moves on. This model is useful in quality management because quality work depends on teamwork. A team cannot produce consistent quality if members do not communicate well. During the storming stage, quality issues may increase because people are still adjusting. There may be confusion, conflict, or unclear ownership. A good manager should guide the team through this stage instead of ignoring it. Once the team reaches snobbing and performing, quality improves because people understand the process, trust each other, and solve problems faster. Now, conflict resolution is also very important. In quality management, conflict can happen often. The quality team may say the product is not ready, while the delivery team may want to release it. The customer may want more features, while the project team may worry about time and cost. The design team may want a premium experience, while the manufacturing team may say it is difficult to produce. These conflicts are normal. The goal is not to avoid conflict completely. The goal here is to handle it in a healthy way. Good conflict resolution starts with listening. Teams should focus on the problem, not on the personal blame. They should look at the facts, data, customer impact, risk, and business priorities. For example, if there is a conflict about whether to release a product with known defect, the team should look at the defect severity, customer impact, safety, compliance, and brand risk. A minor cosmetic issues may be acceptable for a later fix, but a payment failure or safety issue should not be ignored. Quality decisions should be made with maturity and not emotions. Now let us understand quality culture through 3 real-world case studies. The first case study is about Atlanticare, a healthcare provider based in New Jersey. This is a very good example because healthcare is an industry where quality directly affects people's life and emotion. When a patient visits a hospital or healthcare center, they do not only expect medical treatment, they also expect clear communication, short waiting time, proper care, safety, respect, and confidence. So in a healthcare, customer satisfaction is not just a business goal, it is deeply connected to trust and patient experience. Atlanticare was already a large organization with around 5,000 employees across 25 locations. Even though the organization was doing very well, the management wanted to improve performance further. They understood that if patient satisfaction had to improve, they needed a strong quality improvement approach. So Atlanticare started using total quality management, also called as TQM, as a way to improve quality across the organization. The resource mentions that they adopted the plan, do, check, act cycle, which helped them find gaps in staff communication, longer patient waiting time, and increasing complaint. Now, this is where the case becomes very important for our course. Atlanticare did not treat quality as only a hospital process or a management checklist. They understood that quality problems were connected to communication. If staff members were not communicate properly, patient had to wait longer. If patient waited longer, complaints increased. If complaints increased, patient satisfaction went down. So the root problem was not only medical care, the root problem was the flow of communication and coordination inside the organization. Now, to solve this, Atlanticare changed the way communication happened inside the company. Instead of only top-down communication, where instructions come from senior management to middle manager and then to employees, they encouraged communication from all levels. Employees were allowed to give feedback and shared important information. This is a strong quality culture lesson. Many times the people working directly with customer or patient understand the real problem better than the senior management. If their voice is ignored, quality improvement becomes weak. Atlanticare also made sure that new employees understood the quality culture from the beginning. During orientation, staff members were introduced to the company's performance excellence framework. This framework organized the company's process into important areas like quality, customer service, people and workspace growth, financial performance. This means quality was not treated as one separate activity. It was connected with people, customer growth, and business result. Another important step was creating benchmark goal for employees at different levels. These goals included engagement at the point of delivery, improved clinical communication, and identifying service improvement opportunity. This Atlantic Air did not only say improve quality, they converted quality into practical goals that employee could understand and work toward. This is very important in quality management. The results were strong. The number of repeat customers tripled, market share reached a 6-year high, and revenue increased from $280 million to $650 million after the quality improvement strategies were implemented. Now coming to our next case study, which is Santa Cruz Guitar Co. and manufacturing quality. Now this is a manufacturing case, but it is different from a large factory example. SCGC is an artisan guitar company. According to the resource, the company employs around 14 expert craftsmen and produces around 800 customer guitars every year. This case is powerful because it shows that quality management is not only for big companies. Even a small or medium-sized business can use quality principle very effectively. In fact, for a company making customer guitars, quality is everything. Customers are not buying only a wooden musical instrument, they are buying sound craftsmanship, feel, trust, and personal satisfaction. If the guitar does not sound right, feel right, or meet the customer expectations, then the product fails. The company created a shop floor system where the work was divided into 6 workstations. The guitar moves from one workstation to another as it is built. Each workstation is handled by a senior craftsman. An important rule is this: no guitar moved to the next stage until the craftsmanship is fully satisfied with its quality. This is very simple but very strong quality control method. Instead of waiting until the final stage to find all the defects, quality is checked at every stage. Every person becomes responsible for the quality of their own work before passing it forward. This prevents poor quality of work from moving through the system. It also reduces rework because problems are caught very early. Now, if a mistake happens in the early stage of the guitar making and nobody catches it, that mistake may become harder to fix later. The same thing happens in a software, construction, manufacturing, or services. If poor requirement moves to design, poor design moves to development, poor development moves to testing, and poor testing moves to customer, the final damage becomes bigger. The biggest lesson learned from this is quality can be built through ownership at every stage. Every worker should feel responsible for the work they've passed forward. Quality should not be something checked only at the end. It should be built step by step. This case also shows that senior leadership involvement, customer connection, and pride in work can create strong product quality. Now, case study 3 is Ramaiah Institute of Management Studies and Education Quality Improvement. The third case study is about Ramaiah Institute of Management Studies, or RIMS, in Bangalore. This is an education sector example, and it is very useful because it proves that quality management is not limited to physical products. Education also has quality. A course, a curriculum, a teaching method, a placement process, and a learning outcome can all be measured and improved. In this case, the institute was facing concerns about the quality of student education. The resource says that RIMS board decided that it was time for a serious reassessment of the quality management. They nominated Chief Academic Advisor to lead a volunteer team that would audit, analyze, and implement process changes. The team focused on 3 key areas: assurance of learning, research, productivity, and quality of placement. This is a very good example of process quality management. Instead of saying students are not performing well, the institute looked at the system behind student performance. They looked at learning, teaching, research, productivity, placement, and recruiter acceptance. In quality management, this is very important. Poor results usually come from weak processes. If we only blame the final outcome, we may never be able to fix the real cause. The faculty members were trained in action plans, quality auditing skills, and continuous improvement with tools like plan, do, study, act, cycle. After that, the team identified key stakeholders and important processes at the institute. These included student intake, research knowledge, outcome evaluation, and recruiter acceptance. Then they used a fishbone diagram to identify root cause of the problem affecting these processes. This is exactly how quality tools should be used. The resource also mentioned that control groups were selected and domain-based knowledge tests were conducted. The results showed serious gaps. RIMS students' knowledge base was rated at 36% and critical thinking abilities were rated at 9% according to the case study. This step is important because the institute did not rely only on opinion. They measured the problem. In quality management, measurement is very important. If we do not measure, we may only guess. But once we measure, we can clearly see the gap between current performance and the expected performance. To address this, the team created strategic architecture and designed pilot studies to improve the curriculum and make it more competitive. The resource also mentioned that there was some resistance at the first, but once students started seeing the result, acceptance became stronger. Clear communication with stakeholders also helped, and the institute shared detailed plan and projection and introduced methods like case study in the curriculum. The biggest lesson from RIMS is quality management can improve educational outcome when the institution treats education as a measurable process. The institute identified stakeholders, studied process, used quality tools, measured performance, improved curriculum, managed resistance, and communicated clearly. This helped improve student performance, recruiter confidence, and placement outcomes. When we look at all the three case studies together, we can see that quality management work across different industries. Atlanticare used quality management to improve patient satisfaction and communication in healthcare. SCGC used quality ownership at every workstation to maintain manufacturing excellence. Ramaiah Institute used audit, fishbone diagram, stakeholder analysis, and process improvement to improve education outcome. The common point in all three cases is people involvement. The final lesson is that quality is a long-term commitment. These improvements did not happen because of one meeting or one checklist. They happened because the organization committed to continuous improvement. So that is all for this lesson. Thank you and see you in the next video. Now, by the end of this course, you will have a clear understanding of how product quality is planned, managed, measured, and improved throughout the product lifecycle. You will learn that quality is not limited to final testing, but it is a continuous responsibility across planning, design, development, delivery, and improvement. You will also understand how quality tool, metrics, audits, risk management, compliance, practices, and team culture help organization reduce defect, improve customer satisfaction, control cost, and build a reliable product. Most importantly, you will be able to see quality as a mindset that helps team create products that are fit for purpose, meet customer expectation, and support long-term business success.